Hello and welcome to Geekatplay Studio tutorial. So sometimes in a Vue you want to animate maybe field of the flowers that open to the sun, or maybe some other options, and maybe you want to create this kind of in a wave happening. So let's look how we can do this way. First I want to simulate some type of flower, and also if you have other flower you want to pre-animate some of the motion of this. So what I'm going to do is create a very simple primitive flower. Okay, it won't be very fancy, but it should give you some ideas how we'll do this. So right here example we have it. Okay, can be a flower. We'll go just select red color for this. Okay, what I want to do with time, I want this flower, maybe field of the flowers going a little bit to the left and open to the sun. So for this I need pre-animate. I'll go create timeline, open on the bottom. We'll be sure it's selected, right click, add keyframe to all properties. Next, okay, let me just verify we have it, let's say it as a seconds. Okay, and I want to do this maybe in a 3-second interval, so I'll move after, and in 3 seconds I want to go a little bit more close to the sun. Actually, you know what, let's do first opening. Okay, and to do this I'm just open bottom and kind of rotate it this way. So again, if we preview, you can see it's kind of opening and rotating a little bit. Again, this is just perspective. Imagine this is your flower that will open to the sun, but you want pre-animate this. So when we're done pre-animated, I want to save this object. So we will use this in ecosystem and with new options to animate and loop in a Vue 10. So let's go ahead, right click, go save object. Okay, so we save our flower. The one thing, kind of, you remember we save in what directions will be going. So it's opening, kind of moving towards left side. So in this case, what I want to do, I want to take my sun and just place it right here. It's kind of going from some direction. Okay, now let's create our test kind of platform. I'm going to create cube. Okay, right here, this will be my field, just to simulate kind of flowers field maybe. Okay, smaller, drop on the ground. We'll take camera, and I want to take my camera and just overlook the field right here. Okay, let's now select our field and populate with our flowers. So I'm going open, and I go to add ecosystem, and we'll go ahead and upload it, our animation. So what we created, it's sunflower. Okay, at this point we can populate, but before, couple settings I want applied. The one, I want to go inside the density, okay, and just be sure everything okay. Here we'll go to scaling orientation. It's very important to set our maximum rotation to 0, so they're all facing to same way, because if we have it rotation differently, our animation rotation, they're rotating in an axis, so it won't be in the same way facing. So I'm going face them how we predefine our animations. Let's click populate, just, and right here we can see how many of them we have it. Let's go inside the density, maybe decrease slightly. Okay, Again, this is our placeholders for our flowers or whatever you want to create it. Our scaling is kind of set. Most important right now, we're going in our animation tab. And in animation tab, what is happening at this point, if I pre-render my animation at this with what we preset so far, and I'm done some tests before. So here's how they will look. You can see they all will start moving at the same time an animation. What I want to do, I want to have it light and going and animate them like light going over. So for this, we will use the variable time offset. So we can select right here and look very fast what we have right here. Time offset, it's for the animation. So if I wanted start, for example, the one of the frames first or whatever, right now it will be randomly set. So some of them can start at 0, some of them will start at the frame number 1. And I don't want to loop for this, but if you loop, it will repeating over and over. So it's meaning offset. And because we did it with like 3 or 4 frames, we can set our offset on our first flowers, maybe even to some other ones. But what's happening in this case, some of them will be already open. I don't want them open. I want them to open after. So for this, actually, I needed make the wave, but I want to make it with -2 seconds. So it's actually will delay. They all will be on the first phase, and it start opening right here and continue going this way opening. And we can set this one to 0 frame offset, so the wall will be on the beginning. Next, the number of variations, it's how many different variations will happen per each frame. So per second actually. So what is meaning, if I have 24 frames and I want 24 frames, the higher variation, the smaller will be. If you put just one, you'll see it's like on and off animation. That's all what will happen. But because I'm going to do it probably 4 seconds, I'll take 24 and multiply by 4, so we'll have it 96 for this one, so we can put it around this number. Right now, if I animated this, some of them will open in different time. You know what? And let's go ahead and do this. So when you put numbers, let's click populate. It's populated, okay. And we'll go ahead, open our animation timeline. I'll take my main camera. Okay, we'll show you in this one. We'll add keyframe to main camera, go to about 4 seconds. Okay, add another keyframe for this point. Okay, and I'm going to render this test. Okay, and I'll just render a smaller frame. Again, this is just preview. I want to see how it will go. So you can see it start rendering. It's take a little bit time, so I'm going to pause tutorial and we'll come back when it's finished. Okay, it's done right now. Here we go, preview, and you can see right here, you see how randomly they in different places start doing this, but it doesn't have this nice wave. Okay, let's do this. To make the wave going, we need to go ahead and work with the random settings right here. So we kind of start about right. We'll go in a random, and right here I'm going to add actually the texture project map. Okay, we'll go select and let's preload it map, and I'm just going to set the simple gradient from white to black. Okay, from 1 value to the 0, so it's kind of animating, tell what frame and where start animating, and we'll just select this time offset to the grayscale. So very simple, we're done this way. We'll need to click populate again at this point. Okay, also till we're here, let's do one thing. Let's go to create a light source, spotlight. Okay, let me go right here. We'll add keyframe to this. We'll go to the last frame and take our spotlight and maybe just reposition. Okay, right here. Okay, atmosphere settings. We'll go on a light and overall make it a little bit darker. We'll kind of give it us, you know, this light perspective at this point. Okay, we'll click OK. So what we've done with this, let's overview before we render. I set right here that my time set offset right on my animations will be from -2 seconds to animation to this. So it's not even animation happen. And because it's not loop even animation, it's nothing happen and it will smooth going and with a 2 seconds interval right here. So I also set number of variations because I want smoother animation, and how overall the higher number it's a more smooth phase will be. But again, it's you can experiment more, but it's no reason going more than how many frames you have, so it will calculate per each frame. And I don't want loop animation on this. If you want to have it waves, you probably want to loop animation on that. And I do connect type of the randomness to my gradient, so I want to have it like a wave going over. Can we click populate, click OK, and let's go ahead and render. And I'm going to render this as a different. Okay, we'll go render 640, a little bit higher frame size, 24 frames. We'll go to render animations. Again, I'm going to pause tutorials and we'll come back when animation is done rendering. Okay, so it's done, and let's go ahead and preview. And I can see right here when the sun coming or lights, you can see how they change in positioning themselves. So in this case, again, this is just a placeholders for your flowers, maybe, or sunflowers. So you can pre-animate them and set when the sun come up or something, so they can change position and orientation as well, or maybe even growing flowers. Again, you don't necessarily need to use the gradient. Use it just to make this kind of wave looking. If you just use it random, you can see how randomly they can go. And so let's do just very fast one more things. Okay, so we'll go ahead, create a new project. Just kind of look on different ways to do. And as example, we'll go ahead with cylinder. Right here. And we'll just set maybe this cylinder to the white color. Okay, and I'm going a little bit faster on this because we already kind of overlooked before. So I'm doing just show you example, and so okay, right here we'll go again 4 seconds. Okay, make it taller, green color. So that'll go a bit better. So just simple things. Let's go save it. Okay, just save as a cylinder. Okay, this is just another example we can do. So we'll create there, open ecosystem. Okay, add ecosystem. Actually, you know what, let's go to the density. Okay, reset. We'll reduce density so we can see a little bit better this way. I leave it rotation on, but the reason is why, because it's go up, but if you want to grow, you maybe want increase rotation, so they will go in different kind of ways. Okay, let's go right here and density. Okay, maybe it's set minus that 10 centimeters below. Okay, we'll go rotation there, vertical. Okay, we'll go animations, no loop animations, and we'll set this one maybe to -1 second. Let's set this one to, actually it's 96 frames, should be 1 second, so it's a little bit higher or lower. Okay, we'll go populate now. Okay, let's click. Okay, this point, we'll take our main camera. Okay, go around and we'll add keyframe to this one. Maybe on 4 seconds. We can go after actually 5 seconds. This one's we'll add keyframe right here and go render. Okay, and I'm going 24. I'm just going a little bit higher frame so we can see easier. I'm going to render these animations and pause tutorial, and we'll come back when it's finished rendering. Okay, so let's preview, and you can see right here we start growing. The couple things on the end right here, it's kind of they're going together, but what you want to do it separate. So right probably on the end, it's where you can see where offsets start working. So what we need to do for this is just set a little bit more in offset type, or bring them a little more underground, so you can have this different type of the speed of the grass growing. But let's give you some concept in a way you can work more with the settings to twink with them and creating look or opening flowers or growing grass. Thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio. Please remember, visit us on the web at www.geekatplay.com.